Hey, and welcome to today's video where I'm actually going to take you along on a typical day in our life where I'm balancing homemaking and homeschooling. Now, for those that don't know me yet, my name is Stephanie. I'm a wife and I'm a mama to 3 kids, and our children are 7, 5, and 2. So the oldest 2 are obviously the ones that are being homeschooled, and they are in level 1 and level K, and then our toddler just walks around and touches all the things. But on a regular day, I have to balance both of those things. And it is something that in the beginning of my homemaking was something that I found really difficult. And I didn't even have to homeschool yet at that time. But in the beginning, I was really struggling with just doing all the things and doing them every single day and being good at all of the things. So that is something that I really wanted to share with you on how I actually use routines and how that made me a much better homemaker and a much better mom and teacher and all of the things. So anyway, what I usually do in the morning is we have breakfast and then I clean up the breakfast table. I do our dishes and the children make sure that the living room looks good and they prep everything for our morning basket, which is the time where we do our Bible, we do a devotional, and we actually usually do science and history depending on the day. And that is just something that has really been a beautiful thing in our home, just because that is a time that I can spend with my children and just having some time on the couch, and then we start the rest of our day. But that is the first part, doing our morning basket. So we actually just did our morning basket. So I'm going to cross off our history. And then at the bottom here, we did our God's Wisdom for Little Girls. We do our recitation and our devotional. Now, I wanted to show you these two because they are awesome. So let me grab those real quick. What I wanted to show you is the God's Wisdom that I really do love. I have the little boys and little girls because we have a boy and a girl, or 2 boys and a girl, I should say. But they are really awesome. And what I love about these is that it just looks really beautiful. It has the most beautiful pictures in it, but it is just a really small, simple, yet very effective way of sharing the proverbs with the children. So for example, this says God's little boy is hardworking. It has a little poem of 4 lines and then a proverb that goes with it. And it's just really nice to go through it with the children every single morning. We do this in our morning basket, and to just go through it, talk about what is some character building traits that you should have as a person, basically, because it's talking about being kind, being disciplined, hardworking, well, things like that. And I really do love that. So these 2 are definitely 2 of the books I highly recommend. So I will link them down below because I can't stop talking about them enough. They are so fun. And for the girls, they are actually all based on Proverbs 31, which that is just something that I think is super fun. But those are virtues and things that you can learn from the Proverbs 31 woman. So that is also really fun. And then the devotional that we're reading is this one. And that is, right now we're reading How Great Is Our God, but we also have the Indescribable version. That is from Louis Giglio, I think. I don't know. But they are 100 devotionals about God and science. And it's really fun. And there are so many things that I learned that I never really knew. So that is actually super fun. It is so fun to learn with the children. And that is one of my favorite things about homeschooling. That is this book. So I will link these 2 as well in the description box below because they are super fun. And those are just 2 of our favorite things that we do during our morning basket. And the children really do love it as well. And it's just a really fun way to start our day. We start with praying, we read a devotion, we read our God's Wisdom for little boys or girls. And we just do some of those fun things and they learn so much from it, but it doesn't take hours upon hours, but it's a really vital and important and fun part of our day. So I just wanted to share that with you because I wasn't able to film it this morning. We did it very early this time, and it was super dark, so I couldn't get it on camera. So I just wanted to show it like this. So be blessed by it. I will put the links in the description below, and now let's get back to our regular routine and let's get back to homemaking. So we are actually going back in time a little bit because this is what I filmed after our morning basket. And what we usually do is after our morning basket, the children get about an hour where they just do their own thing. So they can go outside, which is what they usually do. They love playing outside. So that is what usually happens. But today they didn't want to. We bought some new sun catcher paint things for Christmas, actually, because there's a lot of Christmas stuff in our stores already. But they couldn't wait any longer. So they painted that. And obviously they used a ton of paint. And they wanted to use that on different projects as well. So they grabbed all the things and they just had so much fun painting. And what they are really into is making different colors. So they love mixing all the things together and seeing what color comes from it. So anyway, that is what they were doing while I was doing our laundry load for the day. And then when I'm done with our laundry, I like to bring it upstairs and put it away right away, because otherwise there will be a basket with folded clothes in our living room or in our bedroom for a week. So that is not something that I like. So I love to just bring it upstairs and get rid of it right away. And then the children actually get rid of their own stuff. I do not fold their clothing. I just hand it to them and they can put it in the correct bin in their bedroom, and that actually works really well. And then if I'm going upstairs anyway, I like to just go one other stairs up, and then I rotate our laundry. So I put another load into the washer and I put the other load into the dryer and make sure that that is going another round. And then I go back downstairs, and then we are actually going to have a snack before we start our schoolwork. I really like to have the children just having a snack and filling their bellies before we do things that they need to concentrate on. So that is what I usually do. And I don't typically give our children a lot of sugar. Sometimes they do get sugar, but usually the snack during the day and especially before schoolwork is a piece of fruit. And today they actually wanted an apple and a pear. So I said, you know what, you both get half an apple and you both get half a pear. And then my youngest usually has a banana, so he's already eating his banana. But I love just making them a little fruit snack. And I often also give them their supplement for the day. So they have a multivitamin gummy that I like to put into that little bowl as well. And then they can have their little snack. I get everything ready for our schoolwork. And that is when we are going to start our homeschooling officially. So I'm just going to finish my fruit snack for the children, and then I'm going to grab the rest of the stuff and we can start our homeschool day. So we are actually halfway through our morning, and I wanted to show you how I actually keep track of all the things that I need to do. And that is with these two of my favorite friends. And that is, I have this planner that actually my friend Tabitha from This Mama's House and This Mama's Faith, she recommended this to me, and it is a really good planner. It is the on-the-go planner from A Well-Planned Gal. On-the-go planner. And it is really nice to use. Now, this is my week, but I wanted to show you what it looks like up close. So this is a normal, regular week. You have a to-do list at the top, and then here you have some time slots. I do not really use this part, honestly, because like I've mentioned before, I don't really work with timestamps during my day. I just do a whole bunch of things in a routine, and that's it. So I don't really use this part as much, but I do use these two. I'm not really sure how I want to use this though, because it says my routine and cleaning schedule, but I usually write all my cleaning to-dos in my to-do list. So one week you will see my weekly upload schedule for YouTube, for example. Some week you will see meals here, and I use this part for something else. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to use that, but that is basically the left side. And then the other side looks a little similar. This is Saturday and Sunday, which obviously doesn't have as many appointments. So I guess that is why she did not put the time there. And then you have a meal plan. Now, this is actually a little bit too big for me because I've mentioned that before, but I actually only plan our dinners. So I don't really need this much space to write down pizza. So Sometimes I use this for work-related items, so I will write down what video goes live, what I'm gonna post on Instagram, what I have to do for my website, things like that. But like I said, with this, same with this part, I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna use it successfully. So I'm still figuring things out. And then this is actually a lot bigger. And this is also from the Well Planned Gal, but this is the Well Planned Day Planner, and this is specifically for homeschooling. And I have absolutely loved this. I always thought that I didn't really need a homeschool planner. It is not that hard to stick to a schedule, but you know what? It really is so nice to have this planner with you. And what I do, I will show you. This says a bunch of things that you can do in your homeschool. It has math, history, science, and language arts written here. And then there's 2 empty boxes that you can use for whatever. And then I have all the things that we need to do on a single day written down. And then there is, I don't know if you can really tell, but there is 2 lines in this part of the box, and then there's 2 lines in this part. So this is one big box for math, and then I use it for 2 different students. So this is my oldest, and this is my youngest, or my middle child. Our youngest doesn't do school yet. So that is how I have this set up. So our level 1 child does lesson 1 actually of his new curriculum, and our kindergartner is on lesson 5 of math, and we take things really slow with her because she just started. She's only 5, so we're taking it slow. But anyway, that is something that I really love, because then I cross everything off, we do all the things on the list, and as soon as I have everything ticked off, we're good. And I really do love it, because there were days when I thought, did our oldest read his 2 books yet? Or did we do that yesterday? When did we actually read those? And right now, I just know when he read it, I tick the box, and then I don't even have to think about it anymore. And it takes away a lot of my brain space. And I mentioned it before because I really do love having routines and having systems in place just to make sure that I have more brain space left for other things. And this is one of those things. Having that schedule really makes it a lot easier for me to just stick to it. And since I have this planner, we started it I think in September, let me see. No, we started it back in August. I got it halfway through August. So I started on the 14th of August. That is our first day. And ever since that day, we have been so regular in our school. It is such a game changer. I am a planner girl, so I really do love planners, but I never really thought that having a planner for my homeschooling would make such a difference. So very glad that Tabitha actually mentioned those to me, and I will put the link to where you can get both of these planners in the description box below, because I do have a discount code for you. If you want to have a printable version, I also have a printable version on my website that looks a little similar as this one, because I wanted to create something that looked like this, but that had actually some space for my business. But now that I have this, I am actually using this one first, and then maybe next year I purchase a new one, definitely from a homeschool planner. Maybe I will purchase a new one from this, or I will just print my own stuff. But we don't have a printer, so that is not always as easy as it sounds, but it really is such a great planner. So I'm really excited to have this. Now, today we have just a few things on this list. There's a bunch of things that happen every single day, and I don't really write it down. So I don't write down that I have to do the dishes. I don't write down that I have to cook, that I have to make lunch, things like that. Of course I need to. So I don't really write it down. What I do write down is things that I want to focus on, or things that I really don't want to forget. So what is always at the top is school. I really don't ever want to forget school. It is very important. So that is definitely always at the top. Then we have brushing the teeth of the children, or actually checking my children's teeth, because we have come to the point where I try to let them do it themselves in the morning, but that doesn't always go well. So I have teeth written down on every single day just to make sure that I actually check my children's teeth. So anyway, I always write down load of laundry and full load of laundry, because I just want to keep up with our laundry, vacuum, and then a few more extra things. So that is basically my schedule. And then I have, I divided it in 2. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. So I actually put just a pencil line there, and I divided it in two halves. So this is home and this is my work schedule. So those are things that I really need to do for work. And as you can see, there's hardly anything down here except for work, because on Tuesday I have a work evening. And this week I put my upload schedule, my content schedule, whatever you want to call it, in here. It is actually it doesn't really fit that well. So I'm not really sure I'm going to do that again. And then I have been trying to add some healthy habits into my life. So my healthy habit for this week is drink a cup of water or a cup of tea before I'm having my coffee, because that is not going that well. So anyway, that's a whole lot of rambling about these two planners, but I really do love them. So having a planner, having a schedule, having a routine is going to make a huge difference in your homemaking and in your life, and it's going to make it so much easier and run smoother. So the rest of the day, we did a lot more schoolwork, and I just really love doing this as a family. And what I try to do is I always have all three of the children at the table at the beginning, and then I go back and forth between our oldest and our middle child, so between our son and our daughter, and our toddler just does whatever he wants to. And today I had our daughter do her handwriting, and when she's finished, she shows it to me, and then she basically throws away the paper. And this time our youngest, which you will see in a minute, actually grabbed that piece of paper and he started doing it himself. He started to write and he started to draw on it. So that was super fun. He didn't obviously write perfectly, but he tried. But anyway, that is what I do. I read with our son. We go over our flashcards. You know the drill. We do all the things that are part of homeschooling. And that is something that I really love. Just having the ability to combine all the things that are important to me and important to us as a family. So yeah, that is basically our homeschool routine. So after that, we have lunch. We usually finish around 11:30, and then we have lunch and we just have our lunch together. And then the children go upstairs and they have their quiet time. And during their quiet time is when I can actually do my work. And that is what I did today. And after my work, I basically spent a lot of time with the children. We did some homemaking tasks and I forgot to film that. So it is going to be more of a day in the life in the morning. But that is basically what we did the rest of the day. So we did a lot of fun things. We did some crafts, we baked, and I vacuumed, I mopped, the basic homemaking tasks. But like I said, I forgot to film it. So you will get a morning day in the life of us being a homeschool family. And I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, that this was helpful to you, that you got some value from it about how I create my routines and how I actually balance homemaking, homeschooling, and working from home as a mother. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I am more than welcome to answer any question that you have. But I really hope that this was inspiring, and I would love to see you in my next video.